Hello everyone. Everybody. Today I am again here, Dr. Shelly Saxena, with my channel Radiance, with the lectures, physics lectures for NDA, Air Force and Navy aspirants. Today my topic is scalar and vectors. So first of all, what are scalar quantities? Scalar quantities are the physical quantities which have only magnitude but no directions. That means it specifies no direction, it has only magnitude, a number. So it is specified completely by a single number along with the proper unit. For example, mass, length, time, temperature, work, etc. are scalar quantities which is specified by a single number along with the proper unit. The quantities with same units can be added or subtracted. Next one is vector quantities. Vector quantities are the physical quantities which have both magnitude and directions. And the example for the vector quantities are displacement, velocity, acceleration, force and momentum, etc. But here vectors are of two types: polar vectors and axial vectors. Polar vectors are the vectors which have a starting point, fixed starting point, and these example of these vectors are force and displacements. Second one is axial vectors. Axial vectors are vectors which represents the rotational effect and acts along the axis of rotation. These are known as axial vector which have not a fixed starting point. Example of axial vectors are torque, angular momentum, etc. There are various terms which are related to vectors. So first of all, we define those terms related to vectors. First one is modulus of a vector. The magnitude of a vector is called modulus of that vector and is represented by mod A. Mod is represented by two vertical lines on both sides of a vector notation. And the second one is unit vector. What is unit vector? As the name suggests, unit vector has unit magnitude. That means one magnitude but having a specified direction. Why? Because it is a vector quantity. So it must have a specified direction. It is known as unit vector. And how can we calculate the value of unit vector? Unit vector is equal to vector upon magnitude of vector. And next definition is for null vector. As the name suggests, a null vector are the vectors whose magnitude is 0 with an arbitrary direction. And it is also known as zero vector. Null vector is also known as zero vector. Next term is equal vector. As the name suggests, again two vectors are said to be equal vectors if they have equal magnitude as well as the same directions. Both should be the same. Magnitude and direction both should be the same for equal vectors. Next definition is of negative vector. Two vectors are said to be negative or opposite vectors to each other if their magnitude are equal but directions are opposite. Collinear vector. Two vector or more vectors are said to be collinear when they act along the same lines or parallel lines. The two vectors or more vectors are said to be collinear when they act along the same line or the parallel line. And next one is coplanar vector. Coplanar means same in the same plane. So two vectors, when two or more vectors lying in the same plane, they are known as coplanar vectors. Localized and non-localized vectors. Those vectors whose initial point is fixed are known as localized vectors. Localized vector means localized vectors are those vectors whose initial points are fixed, and whose initial points are not fixed are known as non-localized vectors. Next one is orthogonal unit vectors. Orthogonal means perpendicular. So two or more unit vectors are perpendicular to each other. They are known as orthogonal unit vectors. That is, the unit vectors along the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis are denoted by I, J, K are orthogonal unit vectors. Resultant vector. Resultant vector is the final results of a combination of two or more vectors. That means the resultant vector of two or more vectors is defined as the single vector which produces the same effect as two or more vectors combinedly produces. So it is the single vector which gives the same result as that of the two or more vectors gives. If we have two vectors A and B, then the resultant vector we should write it as R is equal to A plus B, and R gives the same result as the two vector A and B gives us. Magnitude of resultant vector. Magnitude is represented by modulus mod R. Mod R means perpendicular lines on both sides of R is equal to under the root A square mod of A square plus B square mod plus 2AB cos of beta, where beta is the angle between A and B. And there are several conditions when R is maximum. As we know that cos 0 is 1. Cos 0 is 1, that means when beta is equal to 0, then cos beta is equal to 1 and R maximum comes out to be A plus B. And value of cos is minimum for 180 degree. So when beta, the angle between A and B, is 180 degree, then cos 180 degree is equal to minus 1, and in that case resultant vector R is equal to A minus B, which is the minimum value of the resultant vector. Rectangular component of a vector, component along the x-axis is equal to A cos beta, and component along the y-axis is A sin beta. Magnitude of rectangular component A is equal to under the root x component square of x component plus square of y component. That means A is equal to under the root ax square plus ay square. Now we can calculate the value of product also. When there are two types of product for vectors. First one is scalar product, which is also known as dot product, and second one is vector product. What is scalar product? Scalar product, it is defined as the product of the magnitude of vector A and B and the cosine of the angle beta between them. That means A dot B, dot means scalar product. A dot B is equal to AB cos beta, where beta is when beta is equal to 0 degree. When beta is equal to 0, we know that cos of beta or cos of 0 is equal to 1, which is the maximum value for cos. And in that case, dot product of A and B, A dot B is equal to AB, which is the maximum value for dot product. But when beta is equal to 90 degree, this is second case, we know that cos 90 is equal to 0. And in that case, A dot B is equal to 0. And our third case, when beta is equal to 180 degree and cos 180 is equal to minus of 1, which is the minimum value, lowest value for cos. And in that case, dot product of two vectors A and B, A dot B is equal to minus AB. Dot products of unit vectors. When unit vectors I making dot product is again I, then the angle between these two I is 0 degree. So I dot I is equal to I square, and I square is equal to 1. J dot J is equal to J square is equal to 1. K dot K is equal to K square, and K square is equal to again 1. I dot J, that is equal to Ij cos of 90 degree, because angle between I and J is 90 degree and cos 90 is 0. So I dot J is equal to J dot K is equal to K dot I is equal to 0. Vector product or cross product. This is our second type of product, vector product. It is defined as the product of the magnitude of the vectors A and B and the sine of the angle beta between them. Vector A cross B is equal to AB sine of beta. when beta is equal to 0 degree. Here now again we have 2-3 conditions. When beta is equal to 0 degree, we know that sine of 0 is equal to 0, and a cross b is equal to ab sine 0 is equal to 0. But when beta is equal to 90 degree, as we know from trigonometry, sine 90 is equal to 1. So a cross b is equal to ab sine 90 degree is equal to ab, which is the maximum value for cross product. And what about the cross product of unit vectors? I cross I is equal to j cross j is equal to k cross k is equal to 0, because angle between the same unit vector is 0 and sine of 0 is equal to 0. But I cross j, the angle between I and j is 90 degrees. So I cross j is equal to k, j cross k is equal to 1 I, and k cross I is equal to j. Similarly, if we reverse the condition j cross I, then it comes out to be minus of k, k cross j is equal to minus of I cross j is equal to minus of j. Cross product of two parallel or anti-parallel vectors are 0. Why? Because angle is theta is equal to angle is beta is equal to 0. In that case, sine of beta is equal to 0. And if angle between these two vectors when they are anti-parallel is 180 degree, so sine of 180 degree is again 0. Now we have various problems which we have to solve during the examination time of NDA, Navy, and other competitive exams. So let us consider some numerical problems, some conceptual problems, and logical problems. First one is, which of the following is a scalar quantity? Pressure. Second one is force. Third one is momentum, and fourth one is velocity. As we know, velocity is a vector quantity, momentum is again a vector quantity because it involves velocity p is equal to mv, and force F is equal to ma, where a is the acceleration, which is again a vector quantity. So B, C and D are the vector quantity. The remaining quantity, pressure, P is equal to F by A. Pressure is a scalar quantity. So quantity of A pressure is a scalar quantity. Problem number 2 is, which of the following is a vector quantity? First one is displacement, second one is time, third one is charge, and fourth one is distance. As we know, time is a scalar quantity, charge is again scalar quantity which have no direction, distance is a scalar quantity, but displacement is a vector quantity. Problem number 3, if A is equal to 3i plus 4j, B is equal to 4i minus 3j, then angle between these two vectors are. When we have to calculate the angle between two vectors, we take the cross product of these two. A dot B is equal to AB cos beta. In this way we can calculate the value of angle beta. So A dot B is equal to A1 A2 plus B1 B2. So 3 into 4 plus 4 into minus 3, that comes out to be 0. If A dot B is equal to 0, A dot B is equal to AB cos of beta is equal to 0, that means cos beta is equal to 0. Cos beta is 0 when beta is equal to pi by 2. So the angle between these two vectors is pi by 2, which is our C, answer number C. Now problem number 4. The direction of cross product of vector A and B is. Product of A and B, direction of product of A and B is in the direction of A, second one is in the direction of B, third one is in the direction perpendicular to both A and B, and fourth one is in the arbitrary direction. And the correct answer is, the direction of cross product of vector A and B is in the direction perpendicular to both of A and B. Resultant vector is perpendicular to both A and B. Now problem number 5. If A and B are two vectors, then choose the correct statement. Both are vectors. A minus B is equal to B minus A is not a correct one. A cross B is equal to B cross A is not a correct one, because A cross B is equal to minus of B cross A. But A plus B is equal to B plus A is the right one. Sum of these two vectors is same, whether A is taken first or whether B is taken first. So the correct answer is correct answer is C. A plus B is equal to B plus C. Now problem number 6. unit vector along A is equal to 3i plus 4j plus 2k is, as we know from the definition of the unit vector is equal to vector upon magnitude of vector. So first we have to calculate the value of magnitude of vector. Magnitude of vector is equal to root of 3 square plus 4 square plus 2 square, which gives us root of 9 plus 16 plus 4 is equal to root of 29. So correct answer is A. Unit vector is equal to vector upon magnitude of vector. Magnitude of vector is root of 29. So the correct answer is 3i plus 4j plus 2k upon root of 29. Now again problem number 6a. Two vectors A and B are mutually perpendicular. If A is equal to 2i plus 3j, then B will be, if they are mutually perpendicular, then their dot product should be 0. A dot B is equal to 0. So A dot B is equal to 2x plus 3y is equal to 0. And the final answer is C, 3i minus 2j is equal to 0. If B is equal to 3i minus 2j is equal to 0, in that case both vectors are mutually perpendicular to each other. Problem number 7. If angle between two vectors of magnitude 3 and 5 is 60 degree, then work done by the force will be, work done is equal to W is equal to Fs cos theta. W is equal to AB cos of beta. A is 3, B is 5, cos of 60 degree. 15 by cos 60 is 1 by 2 half. So it comes out to be 15 by 2 and answer is 7.5, which is our option number A. Now problem number 8. If force F is equal to force 3i plus 5j newtons displaces a particle up to s is equal to 6i plus 4j meter, then work done by the force will be, as we know that work done W is equal to F dot S, Fs cos of theta, Fs cos of beta, F dot B, 3i plus 5j dot 6i plus 4j, and we have to multiply the x component and the y component with each other. 3 dot 6 which gives us 18, and 5 plus 5 into 20 5 into 4 which gives us 20, which is 38 joule. So correct answer is 38 joule, which is answer number 3, C. Problem number 9. If A plus B plus C is equal to 0, then which is the correct option? Magnitude of A plus magnitude of B is equal to magnitude of C. Magnitude of A minus magnitude of B is equal to magnitude of C. Magnitude of A minus magnitude of B plus magnitude of C is equal to 0. Magnitude of A plus B is equal to magnitude of C, but our correct answer is D. Which of the following is not a vector quantity? First one is momentum. As we know, P is equal to mv, where v is the vector quantity, so momentum P is the vector quantity. Velocity is again a vector quantity. Work W is a scalar quantity. W is equal to F dot S, which is a scalar product. Scalar quantity, and force is again a vector quantity. So work is not a vector quantity. That's all for today. That's all for today. And here we come to the end of the today's topic. Here we come to the end of the today's topic. Now this is our topic, scalars and vectors, which is very important topic as far as NDA and other other exams is concerned. NDA, Army, Navy, Air Force, this is very important for Navy aspirants also. So this is our lecture for physics lectures for NDA, Air Force and Navy aspirant by Dr. Shelly Saxena on scalar and vector on her channel Radiance. If you have any query, please ask me. If you have any question, please ask me. I am here to solve your problem. Goodbye. Goodbye.